Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Kurvati Vachalam Pangam Namgayate Yam Kripatamaham Bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, I want to read this paragraph from the purport which we discussed on Sunday, Nectar of Instruction, Shloka number 6. Let me read this. Please try to hear this attentively and we will try to discuss this and also the question which Bhashmati Mataji was asking yesterday. It's a very practical question. Every sadhaka who is sincerely aspiring, he will get that question. So let me read this. When a person is relieved from unwanted things, he becomes fixed in executing his Krishna activities. See, who is becoming fixed here? A person who is relieved from unwanted things. What are the unwanted things? We'll discuss that. Very important. Because unless and until the unwanted things are removed, one person cannot be fixed up in Krishna activities. Forget about doing with pure consciousness. Indeed, he becomes attached to such activities and experience ecstasy. That means after leaving those unwanted things, he becomes fixed up, attached, and gains experiences, and he feels ecstatic. He feels ecstasy in such activities and experience. That experience which he is doing, what is that experience? That experience is execution of devotional service. This is called as bhava. Please understand. The thing which we are discussing, when Srila Prabhupada writes, when he speaks, when he gives us, when he shows those pure devotees, when we see their life, we actually feel that yes, definitely the bhava is present. This is how I felt when I saw my Spiritamashta. Because he's so selfless. He's there in that stage. And then it gives us a clear indication that yes, this Krishna consciousness is a very practical sense, it can be followed. This is called as bhava, the preliminary awakening of dormant love of God. Dear devotees, what is this bhava? Is this bhava means you'll go to the spiritual world? No, this is a preliminary study. Bhava, sthai bhava, prema. This bhava comes after nishta. What is that nishta? Relieved of all unwanted things. Nishta comes after ruchi, asakti. And ruchi comes after removing the unwanted weeds, which is anartha nivritti. That means anartha nivritti has to be completed. Ruchi, asakti, bhava. This is the preliminary. Bhava means is almost there. This is where Bharat has stepped down. Please understand that means is all of the other things were completed. by the mercy of his Father, who is actually none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, the conditioned souls become free from material existence. See, after that bhava only, he will be free from this materialistic. This is a diseased condition. That's what Prabhupada says, right? Thus, the conditioned soul becomes free from material existence and loses interest in bodily conception of life, including material opulence, material knowledge, and material attraction. At such a time, one can understand this is dear devotees, this is epitome actually. This is the only placeholder when the person will actually understand who the Krishna is, who is he, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is he. And not just that, he will also understand what this material nature is, which is perfect. It's a very practical subject which Srila Prabhupada actually is established that beautiful purport. So, dear devotees, what is this? The person has to become free from all these inabilities. How is that? Is it possible? Unwanted things. He has to become free from unwanted things before he perform the Krishna activities. That means, please understand, even the activities, obviously it has to be done with full consciousness. But when is that full consciousness being established? When is that sadhaka will be situated in that state? When he removes the unwanted things. But the thing is, another tricky here. Now, a sadhaka will not leave those unwanted things until he gets that realization. Please understand this. For example, if I say, Prabhu, this company is good, we invest in this company. Let's say you invested 10 rupees, $10. That $10 will become $20 in 5 years. Generally telling, just give an example. Now you will tell immediately, you will tell, you show me the proof. What happened in the previous 5 years? What happened in the previous 20 years? Show me the proof. Now, what do you see? You're seeing the historical data. Now, through that historical data, you understand, yes. People have, in the past, they have invested 10 rupees or $10, they got $20 after 5 years. You see, because you are seeing the stats now. Let's say like a million people invested last 20 years, and all million people, they all got $20 if they invested $10 for 5 years. Now, what are you getting? First, there is a statement. Next, you are getting the proof of the statement. By seeing the statement, by seeing the proof of the statement, now what are you getting? You're getting the conviction in the heart. Please understand, it's important. What are we getting? We're getting the conviction in the heart. And then you put 10 rupees in that. And you wait for 5 years, you get 20 rupees. What happened? Double. Okay. This is pretty clear, right? The Srila Prabhupada is saying, first of all, has to get rid of these unwanted things, unwanted materialistic propaganda, materialism of this world, unwanted things. Then when he does Krishna conscious activities, then he gets the taste. Now a question will always come, first you give me taste, then I will leave this. If I do not get taste, how will I leave this? No, earlier, for that example, what is that example here about this? To the earlier example, we are seeing the statistical data, historical data. Now, where do we go for historical data? For Krishna consciousness, this is where we have to rely on pure devotees. This is where we have to rely on the acharyas. Please understand how important relying on their footsteps. Why our acharyas are telling Anusmarana, not Anukarana? Anukarana is what? Without having faith and conviction, simply imitating. That will not help anyone. That will not give satisfaction to the heart. No person really wants satisfaction to the heart, he has to do Anusmarana. Simply following their footsteps. Whatever they say, you should do. Just like you saw the historical data, you assessed everything, and then you went forward. You know what is Srila Prabhupada saw in his spiritual master? The conviction in his heart, the conviction in his words, the conviction in his acceptance of Lord Chaitanya's teachings, the conviction of being deep submissive towards his spiritual master, Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Swami Maharaj, and his father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj. This is what Srila Prabhupada has said. This is a statistical analysis. This is what he has seen just through his first visit. Srila Prabhupada, when he saw Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Srila Prabhupada, this is what he felt. Lord Chaitanya's teachings are in the hands of a beautiful personality. Let me just be absorbed in this. Then he got that conviction. Now I need to do. See, dear devotee, it's not that Prabhupada just did like that. No, you are fully convinced in that. That is why, dear devotee, if you are fully convinced in that, let's say you have 10 lakhs or whatever, 100K. Let's say you have 100K. When you're convinced in that process, that if you put 100K, you get 200K. Double, right? What you do, you're fully convinced, you just put it. Do you put like 50K or 10 rupees or 50 rupees? No, you put 100K. Whatever you have, you put it. Because you're convinced in that. Unless that conviction is coming in the heart, we will not leave those unwanted things. Dear, why do we find faults with others? Because we are not satisfied. What's the problem in heart, man? The heart is not responding the right way. There's some problems, there's some intricacies. That's why we're finding faults. We might not tell externally, but in the heart also we are finding faults. No, for example, dear devotees, you're not telling it outside, but in the heart you have faults. In the heart you have some understanding towards that person, positive or negative. If it is positive, it is good for you, but if it is negative, it is not good for you. But you're not telling outside. Internally, you have that in the heart. What is the dear devotee? What is the doing is it will not allow us to progress in the science of Krishna consciousness. This is an unwanted thing. This is a weed in the devotees. Do you give weed in your farm? Let's say you're growing, let's say you have a big backyard. Subal Prabhu, Sushil Bhamarthi, a big backyard. What do they can grow? Can grow some vegetables. So do they allow weeds to come in that backyard? No, they will not allow weeds to come. Immediately they see the weeds, they will pluck it off from the roots. Because if the weeds are there, then the sampling will not grow properly because all the water is taken by the weeds. That's why when Krishna consciousness is done with unwanted desires or unwanted things in our heart, then what happens? That will not give happiness or satisfaction to the heart, rather it will give frustration to the heart. That's why Prabhupada says at first, when that unwanted things are removed, then only one can practice Krishna consciousness. So this is the Father who's telling us. For example, read about if your father, when you're like 5 year old, your father tells something, go get this from the store. You will immediately go, he will give you 1 rupee. And then he says, you get this from the store, like some peanuts or so, a cookie. Then you go, for 1 rupee, you get like 100 grams of peanuts. And then you go and give it to the father. Like that is a duty, responsibility, right? Like, do we question the father? Oh, father, why you want 100 grams? Give me 2 rupees, I'll get 200 grams. Or give me 3 rupees, I'll get 300 grams. Your child is not questioning, he just received then 1 rupee, he goes to the store and purchases and then comes back. Why? Because the child has that trust on the father. because the child has a relationship with the father. Likewise, what Srila Prabhupada says is, this is not your home. Spiritual world is your home. This is not your place of living. This is not this. But Siddhartha Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Srila Prabhupada says, this place is not for gentlemen. One should go to the spiritual world. That is a place for the gentlemen. That means if I counter her here, I'm gentleman, I'm doing great here, I have this, that, so many other things. That is what are we doing? We are missing out the relation. Because how the relationship is established is by following their words, by following in their footsteps. Please understand this, dear brothers. Srila Prabhupada told us to do this business every day. Nashta prayesho badreshu nityam bhagavata seva. Actually, it has to be done nityam. That means 24 hours this has to be discussed. But 24 hours we can't do. For proper sales, at least you do it once a day. So that is the whole point and the whole agenda. Why we should follow? Because these are father dear devotees. We understand. Because a father can only tell what is good for the son. Can the son know what is good for him? If the son thinks that I know what is good for me, that means what is he doing? He is missing out the essence, the important thing from the father. Now everyone can proclaim themselves as father. Who is the real father? The father should be on the selfless man. It's like, oh, Srila Prabhupada, he has seen so many people in because his father used to invite so many guests, so many sadhus to his home. But none of them gave connection in the heart. We've seen so many people, whatever they are speaking, they're not following it. Yet, yet, that means what they are doing, what they are speaking, they are not doing it. This is not cheating. Dude, what is it? When I remember my spiritual master was telling to us about this in the class, that both internally and externally you should be same. What does that mean? Why is he telling like that? Why Maharaj? Why Srila Prabhupada told us? You should be honest. You should not be duplicitous. Why? Why are they telling? Because they know why Krishna is sitting in the heart. How can I cheat? How can I play games with the Lord? I already played games for life after life. Is this not a game, dear devotees? We said, Krishna, I don't want your relation. Let me go somewhere else. Let me go and have some fun. We are having fun since life after life, but we never had fun here. We're craving for something which we do not have. But the moment we get that, we understand that there is nothing in that. Then we crave for something else. Then we get that also. After that, we crave for something else. That's what we craved through our entire life, right? Our parents told us, "Hey, you study well in 10th class, you'll get good grade, then you'll be happy." That means that craving was there to study well, to write SSC exams or CBSC or ICSC exams well. And then after that, they say that everything will be all right. Then that was done. Then after that, what happened? We went to intermediate. They said, no, 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 you should study you should work very hard, study well for these 2 years. And then after that, you can have fun. We accepted that. The craving was completed. And they said, no, no, it's engineering, it's easy. They say that, no, 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 no. After going into engineering college, we understand, this is very difficult. Or into medical school, it is very difficult. And they say that, no, 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 no. If it is difficult, don't worry, work hard for a few years. And then after that, you'll be happy. Every time they say that after this, you'll be happy, after this, you'll be happy. But after completing that, we were never happy. No. A bachelor is being told, if you're married, then you'll be happy. So craving that. Then he's trying to find a girl which suits him, which suits his caliber or his frequency. That was chosen. He had a girl also. Was he happy after that? No, we have so many devotees here. You can ask who is not married. You can ask who is married. Are you happy? You can ask Mataji or you can ask Prabhu, oh, Prabhu, are you happy? Now, if they are fully Krishna conscious, they say they are happy. But general public, if you ask, are they happy? Say, if that will be happy. But now it's more responsibilities rather than happiness. That means you're not looking happiness through responsibility. That means what kind of happiness you're looking for? That means the happiness where you get sense gratification is that is happiness. What kind of happiness we are looking? If person is looking for that, trust me, you'll be cheated. Outrightly you'll be cheated. There's no happiness there. There is no happiness. If there is happiness, then Indra wouldn't have cried out for name and fame because he's doing continuous sense gratification in the heavenly planets. And then whoever aspires to going to Indraloka, they will also do continuous sense gratification. But they are not happy. They want more. They have more cravings. You see, right, in entire Bhagavatam, Indraji will come and stop so many Vaishnavas, pure souls, because he has more cravings. Oh, that's just an indication. Lord wants us to teach through Indra, not that Indra is low or Indra is down. No, we are not worried about that. We are worried about what he's doing and then what is he gaining through that. It's a very clear indication. It's an unwanted thing. What is a weed? Weed is an unwanted thing. It has to be removed. Do we invest time and energy in that? We don't invest anything in that. But still it is unwanted. It has to be removed because unless and until that is removed, we cannot understand what Krishna consciousness is. Krishna consciousness cannot be understood. That means what is the placeholder for us? Taking shelter of Vaishnava Ashraya, taking shelter of the Vaishnava, taking shelter of the Acharyas. Then what happens here about this? In their footsteps, through their understanding, through their teachings, through their knowledge, what we will understand through their realization, we will also realize. That's why Shawnam is very powerful. And Shawnam has to be done with the right. Shawnam has to be done from right source. Because that source has to realize and speak. It has to come as a realization. Because through realization only, for example, if a person is leaving something, do you think that the person is living just like that? For example, if a person is living 200 job, do you think that he's just leaving that job just like that? He's like a fool. Why a person would leave 200 job? Is it like is it like no? But means yes, some other realizations. We need to see why is he living? What kind of realizations he has? Why that thing seems to be dummy? But on the other side, the entire world is hankering for that. Name, fame, profit, adoration, money, 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 these, that, so many other things of this world. We see through the life of Parikshit Maharaj, yes, we don't know how many assets he has, how much wealth he has. Entire, because he's the king of the entire world, that means everything belongs to him. That means at the time of death, he left that also. Now, what inspiration he gets to leave that? Does people of this world do that? Forget about it. Never, nobody will do that. So what is the difference between these personalities? What is he doing? Does he have any backdoor where he gets so much cash? No. He goes on copy. He puts his throne down. He puts all of his ornaments. He's not wearing golden plated dresses. Everything is kept aside. He's not even wearing a t-shirt. Everything is down. Just a copy. And they're sitting in front of Surya Goswami, who doesn't even have copy. And that Surya Goswami Swami Maharaj, he will only reciprocate if you ask a question. That means if Parikshit Maharaj is not asking questions, he will leave. Means he has to ask, what is he asking? Continuously has to ask. That means what kind of a personality is? Do we get continuous questions like that? I always think about this. I don't know, what are we discussing? The discussion which those personalities have done, what qualification we have? Zero. Oh, who is giving that? Our acharyas or spiritual master. That means what are they in our life? Whoever realizes that, he will never be dejected in Krishna consciousness. The question yesterday, Mataji was asking, I don't know whether she is here today or not. Looks like she is not. So why dejection is coming? Dejection is coming because we don't understand who they are. When we understand, when we really understand who they are in our life, dejection never comes. Do you see a mother dejected when the son when do we see mother dejected with his son? Even though son is dejected, the mother is not dejected with the son if mother really has a relationship with the child. Do you think that the mother will feel and then ask the father, can you give me $1,000 today? The father is shocked. Why you want $1,000? You see, since last month I've been working 1,000 into 25 or whatever, 100 hours into 25, whatever that would come to, 25 into 4 is $100. 25 to 40 hours is $1,000. Give me $1,000 because I work 40 hours for your child. Does she ever ask like that? She will not. Sort of relationship. Do you see any rejection in that? We don't see any rejection. Do you see any rejection in that? We don't see any rejection. Right now, our understanding of Krishna consciousness is not in that level of establishing a relationship with the person who is speaking and with our acharyas. When that relationship is felt, nobody will ever leave that relationship. Nobody will ever leave that relationship with that person. The only problem, we don't feel that relationship as of now. That's why we feel rejected. Doshi Dobal is rejected. We see Prahlad Maharaj rejected. Why? Because we all feel the relation. Do we see Prahlad, Srila Prabhupada rejected? We don't. They don't. Prabhupada was receiving so many followers, but he was not like that. So we should see person. So to that point, what is very important is this dejection is quite natural. It's not unnatural because we are learning. We're not experts. You're learning. We're learning the science. But the thing is, when we have that eagerness, EAGR, when we have that eagerness to really understand and to really feel what this actually not even practicing pure devotion. We really have eagerness what this Krishna consciousness is. क्या है ये कृष्ण consciousness? हर दिन बोलते हैं every day we discuss about this. क्या है इसमें? What do we have in this? Why is this so special? Why do we have to discuss this every day? If a person has that eagerness, he will make a lot of progress. Tatra maulam ekam mulyam. This is what Krishna told Arjuna. After concluding in sixth chapter, the second, seventh chapter, shloka number 1, Krishna says, My asakta ma partha. Oh, my dear partha, cultivate asakti towards me. Please understand what is it telling? Cultivate asakti towards me. So cultivating asakti is the most important thing. When does one cultivate asakti towards the supreme personality God? When we know who that person is. Now, how do we know that who that person is? Through the process of Shamanam, just like Rukmini Amma learned from that epitome Vaishnava, pure devotee. Now, who's a Vaishnava? Who's a pure devotee? He's freed from everything. He's freed from all the anarthas. He's freed from lust, greed, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, atsara. is free from all of those inabilities. That person is speaking to Mother Rukmini, and that she immediately accepted Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. And she's ready to die. Just imagine, she didn't see the person. Now she has developed intense devotion towards that person that she is ready to leave her body. So what kind of love is this? What kind of devotion is this? See, dear devotees, when one feels a relation, and this person has taken so much trouble. Why he has to take that so much trouble? Why Srila Prabhupada has to take so much trouble? Why is he sleeping only 2 hours? Now he could have slept 4 hours or 5 hours or 6 hours. Why is he sleeping only 2 hours? What is he doing all the rest of the time? You do it. You can try sleeping 2 hours for 2 3 days, but after that we cannot because our consciousness is not that great. It has to be given as a mercy. Otherwise, one cannot do that. One cannot come out of this bodily conception of life unless and until one receives a mercy from the pure source. Unless that is received, one cannot do that. This is not like any material education. No, no, no. This is a spiritual education. It has to be given to us. Yesterday we were discussing about right service. When that service factor is done with the right attitude, dear devotee, you know what happens? When that service factor is there, pure devotion, you'll get pure devotion. Because what are we doing? What are we doing? Anya Vinashidashu. I have no other endeavor, no business. Who will tell that I have no business? Who is left on this material business? He will only tell that he has no business. Jnana karma. He has to leave all those things. See, jnana karma, you have to leave that. When that is left, what happens? Real thing is remaining. That is bhakti. And when jnana karma has left, then acharyas will give us that devotion. Vaishnavas will give us that devotion. Because that's what they received. When those things are perceived, dear devotees, that is the epitome of success. After the leaving of unwanted things, then the sadhaka will remain fixed up in Krishna consciousness. Because if that is not left, then the sadhaka will not progress in Krishna consciousness. He will not understand. That's why he cannot sustain it. That's why he cannot accept it. And when heavy things are told, he is dejected. That's why the devotees, nobody will discuss these things. They will just tell general philosophy, general understanding, and they just move forward. Because they don't want to go and correct the person internally in the heart. It requires more relationship to actually do that. That means are they not right? No, 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 they are also right from their side. Perfectly right. So that is their service. That's what they are doing. Because they want to give the general understanding of what Krishna consciousness is to everyone. But to go deep, that means we have to be absorbed in the words of the acharyas. That means continuously when we are hearing what is happening, we go into internally, we go deep. We have this question, so why am I deviated? Here and then again, sometimes I'll be doing, sometimes I'm not doing. You see a child who's practicing a bicycle. Do you think that the first time itself he will balance everything? Or do you see him falling? See him falling. He will get off. Again he will fall. Again he will get off. It's a process. Or on the first day itself, you know how to ride the car. You have to learn. You have to go to the driving school. You have to take few classes. You will take around the road. You will show how to do parking. Huh? We don't know. You will show how to do reverse parking. He will show how to change the gear. If it's a manual car, he will also tell how to hold the clutch, how to go to the first gear, second gear. It seems to be confusing. How do I do that? First gear here, second gear here. Oh, what is what? How about third gear, fourth gear? How about reverse? And then how about you have to manage the steering and everything? It's not easy. Yeah, you have to learn. Through that, you make mistakes. That's okay. Everyone will do. Two things. Everyone will do mistakes here, but only few people will become sadhus out of those mistakes. Because if a person realizes that he has done a mistake, then that person will become a sadhu. But on the other side, if the person does not realize that he has done a mistake, he will never become a sadhu because he'll continue doing what he was doing before. Because he never thinks that that is a problem. He never thinks that, for example, if somebody tells devotion begins only after surrender, that's a statement. Sure, Prabhupada said. But if we don't agree to that, we don't understand that how much important surrender is in one's life, then whatever we'll put that aside, then we just continue. It means the unwanted things are not removed from the heart. And the unwanted things are there in the heart. They are what we cannot perceive this truth internally in the heart. We will just keep this on an understanding level. Then we will move forward. Please understand this. It's important. All the acharyas they repeat the same thing. Srila Prabhupada so mercifully is repeating the words of the acharya. So what are the words of the acharyas? They say that if you give up this, then you'll get this. Giving up what? Giving up unwanted things. When unwanted things are removed, then what happens? Then we understand what Krishna consciousness says. But there's a practical example of this. Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada gives. He says there's a marriage party. There's a bride, there's a groom. The boys' side, they have to go to the girls' side. The girls' side party is their marriage is on the other side of the river. That means for the boys' side, their family, their parents, everything has to go to the other side. They have to cross the river. So they took the shelter of a boat. The boat can accommodate few people, 20, 30 people. The boatman is all ready. It's in the night. And then they all would come and sit. And then they are going. The morning comes, sunlight comes, and they are at the same place. What happened? What's going on? Why are we at the same place? How come that we are at the same place? Then the boy's friend he notices the anchor was not removed. The boatman is still riding, but the anchor was not removed. What is this? Hare Krishna. What kind of problem is this? How is that anchor not removed? The anchor is what? The anchor is unwanted things. The anchor is not removed. There's no progress. The boatman is still riding, still rowing. He's rowing the boat. The boatman is telling, see, I'm still rowing the boat. Doesn't matter if you row the boat all night, still doesn't matter because the anchor was not removed. That means the unwanted things were never removed from the heart. If the unwanted things are not removed, then how come we could practice the process of Krishna consciousness? We could never practice the process of Krishna consciousness. It will become a problem. We are thinking that we are doing service, but no, we are not doing service because unwanted things are not yet removed. That means the service is mixed. It's a mixed service. It's not pure service. That means we shouldn't do mixed service. No, 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 no. Okay, you're doing mixed service, but we need to know we are not yet there. We need to aspire for that pure consciousness. And for that, we should depend. Because unless and until the person comes to that bhava stage, he will not understand what this process is. Because he will think that it is just a dry process. Because anarthas are there now in the heart. The heart is carried with anarthas. If we don't understand what this process is, then how do we reach the bhava stage? If we don't reach the bhava stage, at the time of the death, we'll remember so many other things of this world. We'll remember a beautiful woman. Oh wow, such a beautiful woman. Hope I stayed with her. That's it. We'll get a female body. Or we remember a male body. Oh, this is such a nice person. Let me have some association. Then the woman will get a male body. As simple as that. Whatever we ask, we get that. Or let's say if a person really wants to do some happiness through his senses, then he will get animal body so that he will do sense enjoyment continuously. Or a person is hankering for more children, more this, more that, then he will get bodies of an animal where he can have continuous children, continuous kids. Okay. So it's important what we are aspiring for. So for example, if a person is aspiring, oh, I couldn't earn more money. Wish I could earn more money. And he leaves a body. Oh, he'll get that kind of a body where he earns more. You see so many millionaires now. What are they? What from where are they coming? You see a college graduate, he did not complete his education. He opens up Facebook, he earns millions of dollars. Where is that coming? As simple as that. He had the deep desire in his previous life. Then he worked on it. Then he is getting the results. He's just a college pass out. He got everything. Name, fame, profit, adoration, sense gratification. So happy. How many days he will do that? How many days he will remember? How many days people will remember him? Do you think Facebook will be there forever? No, you know. No, we can't say we don't know. It will not be there for sure. This, this body is not there. What is the use of having a Facebook or whatever? So these things are very important here. Then we forget this. The main important business is forgotten. And then Krishna is waiting. When will my child come to me? When will he turn towards me? What's going on to him? Why is he not coming? When our father is worried, the Lord is worried. When will he come to me? When will he come to me? I don't know. He's waiting, and waiting. All because of why all this is happening? Because we're not leaving unwanted things. The anchor has to be removed now. If the anchor is not removed, how the boat will go forward? Simple logic. The anchor has to be removed. Then you'll go to destination. This is what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, very mercifully, he gives this. And Srila Prabhupada uses this example multiple times. And then he tells this in the classes. So it is very important. We should understand what am I doing, why am I doing. Been practicing since few days or few months or few years now. What am I doing? Which direction am I heading? These are the questions we need to ask. My entire world will run behind money. Do we have to do that? We should ask this question. Entire world is working for their own sense gratification. Do we also have to do that? Or do we have to work for Krishna? If yes, if we have to work for Krishna, what should I do? Since we need to understand. This is the epitome of success. Popper says if you want to chase something, chase the rhinos. Why Popper said chase the rhinos? Why did he say chase the hens? Or chase the pigeons? Or chase the pigs? Or chase the cats? Those are all low level things. A rhino is a big thing. A rhino is heavy. Chase the rhino. Krishna consciousness is that. It's not a cheap thing. It's never a cheap thing. It can only be understood through a relationship. If a person feels that relationship, if a person feels that, oh, my father, Srila Prabhupada, my father, Krishna, they're worried of me. My father, dear Vishnu, they're worried of me. What am I doing in this world? Rotting in the material world. Ahara nidra bhayam vahitunam. Eating, sleeping, eating, different. What is that doing? Am I eating for the pleasure of the Lord? Am I sleeping for the pleasure of the Lord? Am I waiting for the pleasure of the Lord? Am I defending for the pleasure of the Lord? If I'm doing that, then that is right. But that is only done when we leave the unwanted things. When we really focus on Krishna consciousness. When we really feel a relationship, otherwise that cannot be done. You see so many people taking vows. I remember a lot of people doing this, especially in New Year, right? They do this. What is it? What kind of thing they do? It's an interesting thing. They say, I have to become I have to become slim. For that, I will reduce my eating process. I have to go to a nutritionist, asking him, should I do this? Should I do that? What should I do? Let me take more proteins. Let me take this. Let me take that. Ahara. What is the whole point? Why are they doing? To improve their body. Okay, improving body is okay. But what is the use of that to do sense gratification? What is that bringing? Already that is karmic reaction. When we do sense gratification, it is bringing more karmic reaction because we are not leaving that unwanted things. This is one of the unwanted things. This is a weed. This has to be removed. Papa says that if this is not removed, one cannot practice Krishna consciousness. If these things are not removed, what do we discuss? Do we go and discuss Raslila? Consciousness is not itself is pure. What can we discuss about Raslila? You tell me. The consciousness is improved. What do we understand? For example, that they are all completely selfless. If we are not on the selfless plane, what can we discuss? That is very important. This is how we need to ask the question to our heart. Because if we ask this question, this is the honest question we need to ask ourselves. Always think about this. If we go on a yatra, what do we see there? If the consciousness is not right, we don't know what to meditate after seeing there. We don't know with what attitude we are going there. Always think about this. That's why I don't go to yatras. I only go if there's a pure soul who's taking. Otherwise, I'll stay at home. Because I do Dhammaparad. It's better to stay indoor rather than doing Dhammaparad. Because the consciousness is not there. Somebody has to take us. Are who will give access? Are even Lord Shiva was unable to enter into Raslila. He has to get another person's mercy. Lakshmi Devi didn't even enter Vrindavan. She cannot enter. What do we do? We just go, buy tickets and go. I always think about this. It's important. Why? Because if we don't think about this, dear devotees, we don't know what we are doing actually. So somebody has to tell, "Hey, Baba, you're doing offenses. What is this? Be careful." Prabhupada says, if a person goes to Vrindavan and then he does offenses, he becomes a monkey in the next life. Prabhupada says, the Prabhupada was very careful. You see, when Shiva Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, what kind of attitude with which he was continuously aspiring for that seat of consciousness only. Pure devotion, pure devotion, pure devotion. Trying to be a spiritual master, trying to be a spiritual master. Continuously he's doing that. He has no other motive. Please understand this. You should follow in the footsteps. This is this is this is grateful for us. This gives a deeper understanding. Then we'll realize why he's telling to leave us the unwanted things. And when we leave the unwanted things, then we will understand what this process is. Very important. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here, dear devotees. Anyone has any questions? Would like to add anything? Would like to share? And please excuse me if I caused an inconvenience to my words today. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone would like to add anything? Dear devotees, my request, please read the paragraph which I shared. It's very important. The Shiva Prabhupada's heart actually. So repeat it for us.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Prabhuji,
has
please accept my.
shared.
Oh, sorry, Prabhuji.
Oh, Krishna, please. Hare Krishna.
So please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept.
So beautiful, Prabhu. So beautifully explained, Prabhu, connecting the dots from top to bottom, but the basic bottom in the sense the basic, which is actually the top to be started, which is the submission and surrendership, and it's a circle, as you explained, to get that to the bhava stage. We have to start with the nishta. I mean, with the faith first. And how would that faith come? Again, by listening and with that submission, that all these spiritual masters giving beautiful message. They are giving out of their heart. You are giving out of your heart from your spiritual master on how you're viewing their life. So and they are viewing Srila Prabhupada's. It's so beautiful process, Prabhuji. All we see is the parampara coming from top to bottom, and we should observe. Actually, we should observe on how our acharyas are handled in this particular situation, in any situation. Mm, yeah, it's as you said yesterday also. We can relish only if only in relationship. We can relish only in relationship. It's similar to like a family, right? Only if there is a relationship, there will be like those exchanges, that callings and so forth. We don't call somebody else outside, not even in
Correct.
outside our family. Also, we don't call in a in a you know in a different way, like a pleasing way, like from a heartful way. Only if there is a relationship, then. So you explained it very nicely, that a father relationship with the spiritual master, because they do see on a soul level, not on a body level. So there's a lot, Prabhu, that you shared. I'm so happy to. I wanted to share, but in the interest of time and my memory. So thank you so very much for the opportunity to share. To give you gave opportunity to share. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Actually, this is the most confidential knowledge. Because Krishna personally says in chapter 9, Pratyakshagam susukam kartum abhyam. So the most confidential knowledge. So Raja Vidya. She is only given to the persons who are qualified. But by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, it is given to everyone. To the heart of Srila Prabhupada and his pure followers is given to everyone. The thing is, when we accept the process in that way, that means when we follow certain things in our life, certain rules, certain regulations, certain principles, then we actually see reciprocation. Just like remember I started the conversation, you see the historical data to invest $10 in that. And we see all the acharyas, there's the historical evidence. We're seeing that the Guru Parampara, Brahma Madhya goes right from Brahmaji. He's also depending on the mercy of the Lord. He is also praying to the Lord, Almighty Lord, please protect me from false egos. The person who has created this 14 planetary systems, this entire universe, and there are multiple Brahmas like that. This Brahma is actually praying like that. What is his dear about it? That means, is it affecting him also? Wow. That means he has to also submit. Wow. Even Brahma has to submit. What about us? We should ask these questions like this. Because I remember my spiritual master always telling us training was very practical. At every moment we remember. Because without his presence we cannot do anything. Because he gave everything to be open. It's all his mercy. Otherwise, what can we discuss? We can discuss only sense gratification. We cannot discuss Krishna Katha. It's only their mercy we are discussing Krishna Katha. So we need to understand, we need to ask this question continuously. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What should I aspire for? Because time is running out for everyone. To make our life successful. We are devotees, please understand, we are not coming this only first time. We are doing this life after life. We have taken multiple bodies. If we accept or not, but through our consciousness we can understand yes, why these things are very difficult to come out. Because we did life after life. That is why it is difficult. Because there are deeper impressions in our heart. So we cannot come out of it, but by their mercy we can come out of it. We have to depend on them. They give us a shelter. They give us a hope. When that aspiration is there in our heart, we will do great. And every step when we are making progress in Krishna consciousness, we are grateful for them. Because I remember if I write something to my spiritual master, I always feel indebted to him. A gratitude note or an appreciation. Because everything belongs to him. They gave that intelligence also they gave. He told me one thing. Just count me as an open slate. He said, just be open slate. Do not have anything in the heart. Just count like that. And then you hear with open heart. Then everything will be revealed in the heart. That is the science of Krishna consciousness. Everything will be revealed. Why everything will not be revealed? You will reveal everything. Everything you can realize. Because that is your natural state. They do it, I'm telling again. This is your natural state. This is Sanatana. It is eternally. It is there in your heart. It is there in your heart. It's very practical. It is there. The advantage if something which is eternal only, we can discuss about that continuation. This is an example. This Krishna consciousness is an eternal science. And you all have a relationship with the Lord, with his devotees. You have the relationship. We are re-establishing that. That's why Prabhupada established this organization. No other business. Because he's so selfless. Because he wanted to give the relation to everyone. It's very important. Our so-called things through Karta Bhavana, thinking that I am the doer, through that Karta Amityamanyati, is what pulling us away from everything. You know why quarrel comes? This is only through the nature of Karta, through the nature of controlling ship. That's where the problem comes. That is the whole point. You see, Ramanujacharya's disciple, Dasharathi, oh, he's an important personality. He knows all the scriptures. He's very exalted Vaishnavacharya. Oh, but uh, no, he told Dasharathi, you go and then serve that Mataji. She has difficulty at her home. He did not think, he had no second thought. He just went and served. This is a relationship. Because whatever Ramanujacharya says, he does. He does. He's not looking, oh, Prabhu, I'm a scholar. I know so many shlokas. You're asking me to do that service. He's not telling that. He just went. This is the epitome of devotion. That's why when one feels a relationship, it is easy to leave the unwanted things. They don't stay much time there. Devotees, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Vatsara. They go. They will not stay if you are very submissive. Krishna is looking for that. Arjuna was that. That's why Krishna gave him that. Hare Krishna. I think I'll stop here. Thank you. Anyone else would like to add? Otherwise, I'll hand it over to my dear one Sheila Strong. Hare Krishna. Okay. Thank you. One Sheila Strong, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class. Anukulena Sankalpa, Pratikulena Varjanam, how we should get the unwanted things out of our life. And very nice example of the boat. Keep on rowing, but the anchor is still down. So we should make sure the anchor is removed. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So we'll